It is time to do battle in the Gatorade Cup Series, longest race of the season. For race number 19, we're here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the running of the Pepsi 600, one of the 4 crown jewel races in the Gatorade Cup Series, and we'll see who comes out on top in the final Pepsi 600 in the Gatorade Cup Series. Ross McMurrola in the 10 on pole for today's race. Beside him in second, it's Jordan Stout in the 17. Then in third place, we have Bron Smith, who's outside fourth, teammate Andrew Miller, and rounding out the top 5, it's Conrad Evans in the 95. Starting in 6th place, we have Laura Chung. In 7th, it's Farrah Longwell. Then Evan Hunter starts in 8th. In 9th place, it's Keegan Thompson. And the points leader, Jake Galloway, rounds out the top 10. Then back by them, TJ Henley, the 22. Down to his inside, the 3 is Malachi Rodriguez. Then we have Justin Zidell in car number 1. And the 48 is Anthony Hernandez. Then there's Anderson Reed and Bibi Ruiz in the 37. With Eli Brent in the 88 and the 14 of Brandon Beal. Then we have Ryan Wilson and Zachary DeLello to his outside. Then there's Luke Rennie. He's had a dismal last few races trying to get back into the chase picture. And Chris Jericho to his outside the 18. Then we have Max Anderson and Marshall Burrell in the 21. With Jay Randall the 53 and Jonathan Beeford in the 24. Then there's Keyshawn Richardson and Antonin Charlebois. With Code Luigi and then Levi Shones. Then we have Zachary Fitzwater Sr. and the 8 of Riley Spurley-Tube. With Jose Mills and Noah Clifton. Then there's Diego Yepes and Max Rossi. With second in points, Derek Hamill and the 6th of Matt Oskin. Then there's Jeff Bright and Riley Sampson. And in the final row, rounding out the field, Sebastian Kukulan and Griffin Lynn complete the 42-car field. So there's the starting lineup for the Gatorade Cup Series Pepsi 600 here at Charlotte. Let's go down trackside to fire these 42 engines up.
Drivers, start your engines.
.42 engines fired up, ready to do battle here at Charlotte for the second straight patriotic race in the Gatorade Cup Series. Obviously, last race at Road America, Patriots came to run because it was the start of Memorial Day weekend, the most solemn of America's holidays. And here, since this race run on Memorial Day itself, for the first 2 laps, we'll be silent and let the cars do the talking, do the commentating in this one in honor of those who have lost their lives serving this country. Ross McMurrola and Jordan Stout are the front runners for the final Gatorade Cup Series Pepsi 600. Let's go! We're green flag racing! Some great battling early on at Charlotte. McMurrola led the first lap. Evans leads the second lap. Now Thompson leads through 1 and 2. Malachi Rodriguez and Justin Zidell looking to get to the inside. Down the back straight, mostly 2 wide, some 3 wide, but mostly 2 wide. So far, they're keeping it decently organized. But now 3 wide for a second as Bibi Ruiz comes bottom. Maybe even 4 wide. Eli Bright gets even lower in the 88. At 41, Keegan Thompson saw that and said, "You know what? I'm just backing out. We're not doing that right now. We're gonna give you guys some space." So the 3 Rodriguez leads this one. Eli Bright now second. Ryan Wilson in the third to come to the inside looking for that second spot. Luke Rennie, who's had a dismal last few races, trying to get back into the chase picture. Here he is to the bottom, pushing Wilson for second place. And John Beaver just behind Luke Rennie, also trying to get back into the chase picture. As Luke looks even lower on Wilson off turn number 4, but can't get there. And now he does get there to the quad oval. The 3 Rodriguez still leads this race. Luke has a nice run going though to turn 1. Luke gets to the inside. Wilson send it in deep, but Buford got a better arc and a better exit in the 24. Eli Bright almost up into the wall in the 88. He'll drop back. Lose some momentum as they race down the back straightaway. Battle for second. Buford. Now to his inside comes Max Anderson in the number 12. Ryan Wilson moving low, trying to get in front of Bronson Mick in the 34. Anson and Charlebois and Laura Chung moving through the field in the 66 and the 96. Through 1 and 2, Anderson clears in second. Ryan Wilson has a shot to the inside. He got a nice run through 1 and 2. Down to the inside, the 12. Now Bronson looks to make it 3. Anderson slams the door down low, trying to get clear so he can run the 3 down. The more battling they do for a second, the more likely the 3 ends up, getting away and leading laps here. And so far, the field decently spread out. Not what we're used to seeing in these Charlotte races as of late. We've seen some crazy Pepsi 600s over the last few seasons with many caution flags and many big accidents. We're hoping that maybe today will be just a little bit different and it could be just as crazy but a little bit calmer in terms of the crash department. Eli Bright up to 4th, but now getting challenged by Conrad Evans in the 95. Riley Spurgeon making nice gains in the 8. He's down low through the quad oval, making big moves in that. Number 8 for Richard Childress Racing, now down to the inside of Luke Rennie into turns 1 and 2. Here comes John Thabifra in the 24. Zachary DeLevel, Evan Hunter, and others all on the bottom of the racetrack. As Laura Chung gets to 2nd, Eli Bright gets to 3rd, Anderson back to 5th as Conrad Evans also moves up to 4th. Eli Bright looking for a 2nd into turns 3 and 4. Laura Chung trying to get down but can't protect. Eli's to the inside and will get by off turn number 4. Great run for the 88. Eli's been very good here at Charlotte over the past few seasons. Think about when he won because of that massive crash. And think about the heartbreak he had in season 10. Getting past late for the win after dominating that one. So Eli knows how to get it done here at Charlotte. He's looking for another Pepsi 600 to add to his resume in this final Gatorade Cup Series season. He's trying to run down that 3 of Malachi Rodriguez, who so far had a really good car out in front. Riley Spurgeon also looks like to have a really good car. So these RCR cars have brought their stuff. Rodriguez leads and he's led the most laps so far. And Riley Spurgeon right there in the 8 gaining through the field. Up to 5th, now going for 4th on Evans. And I think the RCR cars right now, they're the ones to beat. Obviously, we're coming around to only complete a 6th of the race. We're about to be only 10 of 60 laps in. So there's still lots of time for cars to fall to the back, come to the front, see who has the car long run. The long run pace here. Tightening up for a 2nd. Laura Chung right onto the back of Eli Bright, but won't have a shot to make the move because it's Riley Spurgeon for 3rd place in the 8. To turns 1 and 2. Riley Spurgeon for 3rd. Eli Bright hunting down Rodriguez through turn 2. Right there on the 3. Great launch off 2. Down the back straightaway as a run. Does he take it? He does to the inside. Eli Bright for the lead at Charlotte. On Malachi Rodriguez. He'll get it done through 3 and 4. Eli Bright leads the Pepsi 600. Now Spurgeon was to run on his teammate. Does he take it or does he try and push the 3 up to the 88 again? So far he's staying with them, but John Buford to run to the inside of the 24. Buford for 3rd. Laura Chung with him. Buford gets the spot. Evan Hunter moving through the field. Oh, big run on Spurgeon. Almost made some contact there. Anderson almost making contact with Spurley Tube. Aggressive moves trying to get by the 8 right here. It's Baby Ruiz now getting to the inside with Luke Rennie helping him. Yeah, that was a bad lap for Riley there. Fell to 7th. He was up in 3rd. He's losing even more spots. Here comes Ruiz and Luke Rennie by him. Now Brian Wilson and Anthony. He's on top 3 wide now. Battle for 2nd. The Hendrick car is coming to the front. Just a few cars back. Anthony is moving up inside the top 10. And at the front, John Thabifra makes a Hendrick 1-2 with Eli Bright leading and now himself in 2nd. Evan Hunter for Joe Gibbs Racing up to 3rd place. The battle for 4th is Laura Chung, Max Anderson, Malachi Rodriguez going at it. The 3, the 66, and the 12. 1 and 2. Now the field definitely now spread out. There's a clear divide about mid-pack. It's about, Anton and Charbois. I think it's the one in the 96. That's right there. He is currently scored in what is looking like the 21st position. Is that 21 cars? That's exactly halfway through the field, 21. We got these first 21 and then Smedowski leading the second 21. Trying to run them down with like Zidell, Rando, Anderson, Reed, 38, and all these others. And then you have another kind of separation. 43, Richardson into the outside wall. Jericho gives him just enough room to get off it. Fair Longwell was into the 43. Definitely some close moments right there. Is this pack going to get halted up even more? Back here, you have the front 2 in points, Hamill and Galloway. Kind of just stuck back here currently. Maybe just riding, trying to take care of their stuff. But right now, definitely not where they want to be early on this race. Yeah, because it may be a long race, but you definitely have to set yourself up, especially when the tires start to wear out. It gets just that bit harder to make passes work. Battle for 4th. Luke Rennie on Evan Hunter. Battle for the lead because Eli Bright misses the bottom of 3 and 4, and it's his teammate Jonathan Buford to get the benefits. Jonathan Buford now leads the Pepsi 600, but not so fast because Penske's Max Anderson moves 3 wide to the bottom in the 12 car. Anderson will get it. He leads off turn 2. Now Eli right back for second on his teammate Jonathan Beeford. That really helped the pack kind of stack up here behind the front few. Here comes Baby Ruiz. He's up to third now, going for second. Here comes Laura Chung and DeLello. Ryan Wilson, there's Anthony Hernandez moving up nicely in the 48. We're going to get shuffled up by him. Malachi Rodriguez trying to make progress back to the front of the 3. Back for the lead. Eli Bright, now Len Harrison. Keep that lead for too long. The 88's back out in front. Aggressive stuff early on here at Charlotte. Almost 3 wide. Chung backs out of it. Thinks better of it. DeLello moving low for third place in the 52. Baby Ruiz clears in second. Ryan Wilson now for third place on DeLello. And Anthony Hernandez moving up inside the top 5 of that 48 car. Anthony having a really good run. In fact, all of Hendrick having really good runs. They're all up here inside this top 15. Definitely so far their best race of the season. When we've seen them, they've had some good races. Haven't been able to finish it out mostly. So if all 4 of their cars can stay running like this, like they were, at Road America, they're all running really well. But unfortunately, they didn't finish like that. If they can finish it out this time, it'll be a good race. Laura Chung moving low on Hernandez and trying to get low on Ruiz as well as Wilson has a nice run through the quad over on Eli Bright. Great run, great rotation through 3 and 4. And it's Ryan Wilson going for the lead in turn 1. And this time battle will be 1/3 done with the Pepsi 600 here at Charlotte, so it's kind of flying by. Ryan Wilson leads. There's the divide in the pack. Looks like Keegan Thompson got away as they now. It's such a big, heavy race behind. That's why they've kind of lost touch, because they're so compact and they're really slowing each other down with that battling they're doing back there. Eli Bright is determined to not let drivers lead more than 1 lap after they get by him. I mean, it's like he's trying to let people lead, but then he doesn't want them to lead too much. Eli back to the front in Charlotte. 3 wide for second. Rodriguez, Wilson, and Jonathan Beeford making a big move to the inside, trying to get 2 for 1 in that move, and he will. Great move for Jonathan Beeford. So it's a Hendrick 1-2 again with the 88 and the 24, but here comes Rodriguez. Dominated the early part of this race in that 3 car, making moves now for second place on Jonathan Beeford. Ready moving back up. He's up inside the top 5 to 4th place. He goes now for 3rd place. DeLello, Hunter, Yepez also joining on the inside lane. Max Anderson as well in the 12 car. DeLello has a really good run. He might get the 24 and the 2 both. Moves way up to 3rd. Tried to get low but couldn't. DeLello to 3rd place. Yeah, I think Jeff Bright. Yeah, Jeff Bright, the last car in this main draft. Early scored 15. Then we have 15 cars that have broken away, and even Keegan Thompson. He and Keegan Thompson trying to stay with this draft. They're just trying to get a sniff of it to stay in it. Then you have Clifton and Mills, 16th on back. Yeah, this battle back here is still going crazy. I mean, they're 3 wide, scattering in, out, middle. That's what's slowing them up. They really, the front of this pack trying to get single file to run them down, but there are some drivers that are getting impatient past, and it's just not helping them. And Keegan's gotten into the pack, and I assume Jeff will follow suit in just a short time. For the lead again, Rodriguez on Eli Bright. Down the back straightaway, the 2 cars that have led the most laps so far today, and they're now 1-2 with Rodriguez, trying to get by the 88 of Eli Bright through 3 and 4. He'll do it. Rodriguez to the end, he's by Eli Bright off turn 4 already. So Malachi Rodriguez will lead in the 3 car. Here comes Max Anderson with a nice run into turn 1, looking on Eli Bright. Eli's going to try and get low here, get back by the 3. Great move out of Eli to get in front of the 12. Has a great run now off 2 because of it. Yeah, I think him just moving down in front of the 12 gave him just that bit of a push to get back to the lead. Eli has shown that 88 car is a serious contender in this one. And once again, someone passed him, but they only led 1 lap from it. Max Anderson, 2nd. Baby Ruiz looking 3 wide for the lead through 1 and 2. That's close stuff. Yeah, I think this is going to shuffle Eli Bright out more than he's wanting to. There they go. Ruiz to the lead. Anderson now 2nd. 3 wide for 4th. Chung with a big move on Rodriguez and Eli Bright, the 2 dominant cars. Now falling back outside the top 5 possibly. Here comes Kukulai. He's wondering where to go in the 42. He'll go to the inside, try to make it 3 wide again. Eli Bright up the hill. Kukulon also pushing up the hill in the 42. Eli's best interest to be backing out right here because they were almost 4 wide as the 48 Fernandez had to run for the lead. Ryan Wilson on Baby Ruiz now. Eli's trying to get down behind his teammate. Oh, so close there, but he did get down behind Anthony Hernandez in front of Evan Hunter. Ryan Wilson now leads the Pepsi 600. Here comes Laura Chung to 2nd. Here comes Sebastian Kukulon. 48 Fernandez as well. So there's those Hendrick cars we were talking about. 48, 80, and there's just a few cars behind those. The 24 Buford. Almost contact between Rodriguez and Anderson right there. Kukulon for second place. Laura Chung, the one that's getting passed. Oh, behind. Max Anderson got shoved wide. That was by Rodriguez and DeLello. Lot of ground lost there in the 12. He'll get passed by Jeff Red as well. For the lead, Kukulon pressuring into one into the inside, and he's by. Kukulon now leads the Pepsi 600, but not so fast. The dominant car, Eli Bright's back to the inside. Yeah, Eli will just not go away in that 88 Chevrolet. He's by Kukulon, bringing Evan Hunter with them. Hunter now up to second, Buford third, and now Luke Rainey back up to fourth place. This has been a long green flag run. We're nearing the midpoint here in the Pepsi 600. Caution free so far in this one. Will it stay like that to the end? We've seen it before. Long green flag run and then a bunch of yellows to end it here at Charlotte. Will that happen again, or will it stay clean and green all the way to the end? The battle for the lead, and the battle to lead at halfway. Evan Hunter and Eli Bright. At the stripe, Eli leads the midpoint of the Pepsi 600. But Hunter has the lane, the run, and he's by. Evan Hunter now leads this race. John Buford trying to get up there, but the 24s is slotted behind him. Still the same 15 cars, but there are some making gains. Anderson Reed is back there in 16th. He's closing in on the pack. It's Bronson Mank as well back there. Anson and Trouble on some of these others. They've kind of emerged away from that pack behind. They're trying to run down this front pack. Last time they were 3.2 back. This time, and that's from the leader. This time they lost some ground. They must have been battling that lap. As John Buford moves out in front of Evan Hunter, but definitely that second pack is hoping that they can stop battling and start gaining more. And also, it's not necessarily compared to the leader, I guess. It's more compared to how close you are to 15th, right? Because if you're close enough to 15th to get drafts, then you'll gain on the leader from that. So right there, 1.89, 3.38. So it was 1.5 seconds. This time by, there was a gain. Just a slight gain, though. John Buford now getting passed by Laura Chung for the lead. You can see that secondary pack kind of spreading out because of the draft. So Chung out in front. Ruiz to second. They pass John Buford. Malachi Rodriguez, the 3, moving low now to get back up inside the top 3 for the lead. Ruiz is low and by Laura Chung into turn 1. So Ruiz slides up a little bit, trying to take the 66 line away. And now Malachi Rodriguez has a run as he hugged that white line all through the corner. I also think that issue with the second pack is that Anderson Reed has really no one near him to give him a push, right? Minnick's a good ways back. Beal's a good ways back. Anderson, Trobot, Oskin, all these guys, they're spread out. They're not really pushing each other. They're just kind of spread out, kind of riding off each other's drafts. So at the moment, Anderson Reed not really getting a push from behind to gain that well on these front 15. He really needs these guys to get packed together and start really battling hard, slow each other down massively. The lead is a battle again with Evan Hunter getting by the 3 of Rodriguez. Eli Bright moves to third by teammate Anthony Hernandez. Now looks for second on Rodriguez. DeLello, Anderson, and Thompson. Keegan, this is the furthest up he's been in a while in that 41 car. He'll look low 3 wide into 1. Oh, Anderson slid wide, almost up into DeLello. Backs out of that. The 12 loses a lot of momentum in the middle of the racetrack. See, Anderson Reed just, that's kind of agonizingly close right that time. Once again, they're gaining in terms of the leader. They aren't really gaining in terms of the 15th, though, because 15th also gaining in terms of the leader. And actually gaining more than those drivers back behind. 3 wide through the quad oval for 5th place as Eli Bright, once again, for the lead at Charlotte. And he and Evan Hunter close that time, and Eli's by. 3 wide. Rodriguez going to back out, knowing if he would have shoved it up there, that could have resulted in a crash, and the 3 would have been done. One of the better cars here today. You don't want to take a race-winning car and have something go wrong with it. So definitely want to be kind of easy with it. You don't want to push it too hard. Evan Hunter, Luke Rainey trying to run down Eli Bright, who's dominated this race, definitely leading the most laps in this one. Keem Rodriguez definitely leading the most. But Eli has been the one to come lead this race, fall back, lead it again, fall back, lead it again. That 88's looked unstoppable. But maybe someone like Luke Rainey will be the one to make it stoppable, as Luke's up to second now, trying to run down the 88. Laura Chung with a nice run moves to fourth, and now looking for third at Evan Hunter into turn one. Good run for Laura Chung. Third place. Luke went wide through 1 and 2, trying maybe a different lane right there, trying to get a run off the corner down the back straightaway. Looks like it kind of just stayed even with him. Minnick now the one leading the second pack, as Anderson Reed got shuffled out in the 77. Again, Luke goes high through 3 and 4, but this time it's going to cost him. Laura Chung and Evan Hunter get to the end sign, the 66 and the 11. And behind them, we might get another split pack, as Max Anderson and all these guys back here, 8th on back to 15th, they were battling very hard. The front 7 were kind of spread out, and they've gotten away just a little bit from 8th on back. Yeah, but I think now they're kind of spreading out just a little bit more. I think these guys are going to be back in it. Hernandez way up against the wall in the 48. He'll lose ground as we come around to 2/3 done here on the Pepsi 600. 40 laps down, 20 laps to go for Eli Bright. Well, Laura Chung, Evan Hunter right there. Hunter to the inside for second place on Chung. Turn 1, Hunter to second. See how this front pack, I also think it's a tire wear issue, right? Tires are starting to wear off these cars, and they're seeing Anderson Reed back to the leader of that pack, but they are trying desperately to somehow find a way up here at the end. Hunter wide through 3 and 4. Luke ran the bottom right on the white line, but can't get there. It's going to be Ryan Wilson with the run, the 32. John Speedford with him in the 24. Yeah, so far, though, Eli Bright looking pretty good at this stage in the run. He's out front and kind of keeping that lead. Let's go back to Anderson Reed, because it looks like they are gaining. They are so close. He in the 34. Reed and Minnick, they could be 2 more to gain. So we could have 17 cars, and maybe Beal and Charles Bob, but there's some others back here like Oskin and Burrow and Clifton and Jericho, Hanley, Hamill, Mills that are oh so close. They just need to be just that little bit closer to keep with these 4 cars that are gaining on the front pack. Yeah, but Reed messed up 1 and 2, went wide. Now they're going to be battling for that 16th spot, as they're basically right to the draft now, but now they're starting to battle. They might fall right back out of it is the problem. Minnick is by Reed. Can he be the one to close down on the top 15? As now DeLello losing touch with the front 11. DeLello, Kukulan, Thompson, and Ruiz are falling back. Jeff Bright moving up through the field for possibly the first time once against a Hendrick 1-2. Eli Bright and Jonathan Buford. They've been 1-2 for a lot of this race, and here they are again, late in the going, 1-2. Hernandez wants to make it a 1-2-3 for Hendrick to the inside. And for the lead, Buford's there on Eli. Eli did not give him room, though. He ran him tight to the bottom. A Hendrick 1-2-3, but Luke Green will try and spoil that as Eli Bright leads the lap, but Buford is the preferred lane to turn 1. Luke for third on Hernandez will bring Chung and others with them. Jeff Wright inside the top 5 for maybe the first time today as Buford now leads the race. Down the back straightaway. 15 laps to go at the line. Buford now leads Chung to second, and now Eli's father, Jeff, is making moves at the right time, possibly. A lot of this race, Jeff has been sitting back there outside the top 10. Basically, last 3 cars in the pack, he's been sitting there. Was it to save tires for the end of this race? We're going to find out towards the end of it. 3 wide for a second. Max Anderson Lowe's big slider into 3 and 4. Gets by Jeff Bright handily. Now Evan Hunter in the 11 with Ryan Wilson. They get a run because of the stalled out momentum for the 12 and the others. And Jonathan Buford gaps in the 24. This could be big for Buford, who won at Talladega, looking against on the top 20 points to use that win as a wild card. But if he wins this one, he has 2 wins. That could be really big in the wild card picture. And those 2 wins, that would trump any driver with 1 win, no matter where they are in points. Could be big day for someone like Jonathan Buford trying to make it into the chase. Almost 4 wide behind us. Kukulan making big moves in the 4-2, trying to push DeLello clear of Jeff Wright and Max Anderson. Brian Wilson trying to get to second, so he's the one to run Jonathan Buford down. Up the track for Bright and Anderson, almost into the wall. Hernandez moving along the 48. Oh, contact between the teammates. And the 48 and the 9 mates in contact. Hanley and Clifton making contact. That was back in the secondary pack. So these drivers are losing grip. They're starting to wheel these cars and get sideways off corners, and they're making contact with each other. So far, they've kept it green the whole distance of the Pepsi 600. They're definitely getting tired in there. Buford, Wilson, Eli Bright are clear of traffic, but Eli slides right through 1 and 2. Here comes a run for DeLello and Kukulan both. Eli barely got in front of DeLello, but he's not going to be able to do that from Kukulon. And Max Anderson 3 wide again in the 12 car. He's been so aggressive in this race. And he's also been aggressive in the 48. Big move on Rodriguez and Luke Rainey both. Wilson running Buford down. 11 laps to go at Charlotte. These two have pulled away. Buford up the track a little bit. Wilson committed to the bottom, right on that white line. He gets there. Side by side again for the lead. This has been a great race, even though, you know, we've only had about 15 cars most of this race in the lead pack. Still been fantastic between these front 15 as Wilson leads off Buford, 10 laps to go. Battle for third, Kukulon, Max Anderson. Eli Breinhold is still stuck on the outside. Oh, into the wall too. I think that's DeLello and Rodriguez. It is. 52 and the 3. They come off the wall. Right to the 37 and the 34's path. They get low. No yellow. We're still green. But the advancement of those drivers in the main pack now getting thwarted. Big contact to the wall. Somehow they saved it, kept it going straight. We're still green. 9 laps to go in the Pepsi 600. Wilson, Buford, Anderson, 1, 2, 3. Fourth place is about Hernandez and Hunter. Here comes Jeff Bryan. Eli right back to the bottom. Anderson Reed's in this pack, possibly in the 77. Oh, so close. He might have a shot with 8 to go at the line. John Buford's there for the lead on Ryan Wilson. If they start stalling each other up, Max Anderson's not been afraid to make these big moves into corners. Where does Max Anderson go into turn 1? He looks high. Now looks to maybe get an arc to get down to the bottom of the 12. Exactly what he did right there. Great run for Max Anderson. He'll take the lead possibly off turn 2. But Buford a nice run. And they might stall each other out down the back straightaway. Can Buford clear? Barely. Buford back out in front. 7 to go at the line. Max Anderson, though, not afraid to make these big moves in that 12 car. Eli Bright is 4th, bringing Kukulon, Luke Rainey, 5th and 6th with them. Anderson really tight behind Buford. Wilson right to his back bumper, wants to push him. Coming back to 6 laps to go in Charlotte. Can Eli Bright run his teammate down? Buford wide through 3 and 4. Anderson has a run to the inside. He'll get the lead off 4 right here. Great run. At the line, dead heat. Anderson led, 6 laps to go in Charlotte. Ryan Wilson for the lead now through 1 and 2. Eli Bright to the inside, gets the 3rd. Where's Eli go now? Side by side in front. Got to make up his mind. He stays high with Anderson. And that's going to allow Buford and Luke Rainey possibly to get low. Buford back to 2nd. Now Luke Rainey trying to get by Eli Bright. 5 laps to go. Yellow flag would end it in Charlotte. Ryan Wilson leads, looking to win again in the Gatorade Cup Series. Buford slipped up. Here comes Anderson to 2nd place. Keegan Thompson making big moves on Hernandez right at the end. Eli Brett will get low in front of Keegan. And that big move for the 41 helped the 88 out. Down in line. Battle for 3rd. Lower chunk by Luke Rainey. Back to 4 to go. Anderson slid wide. Now Wilson has a nice gap. How about Brandon Beal? He was out of this pack for most of the race, but in the final 5 laps, he has a shot with Anderson Reed to win this thing. Chung to 2nd. Can they run Ryan Wilson down? Eli Bright wants to be the one to do it. He's going for a 2nd down the back straightaway. Evan Hunter 3 wide out of line in the 11 car. 3 wide behind. Thompson, Luke Rainey, the ones getting halted in the middle and the outside. Eli is clear in 2nd. 3 laps for him to run Wilson down. He's got a big run down to turn 1. Oh, he has a shot to 1. Here he goes, looking low. Wilson did a great job protecting Eli, though, right there. That 88's been so strong today. Can he close it out with a victory? 2 laps to go to the line. Eli looks high around Ryan Wilson. Why would he do that? Oh, he's going to lose that 2nd spot. Max Anderson's going to take it in the 12. Ryan Wilson has 2 laps to go at Charlotte. He has a nice gap, too. They battle for 2nd place. Max Anderson and Kukulon, Laura Chung. Eli back to 5th. Anderson and Kukulon now battle for that spot. White flag, this time by Ryan Wilson, a comfortable gap. Kukulon and Chung trying to get up there to challenge at the end. Oh, they might battle for 2nd again. Last lap at Charlotte for Ryan Wilson. No contest. A nice gap to 1. Chung drove it in deep for second place. Got the spot, but now Eli Bright's got a shot. And Ryan Wilson pulls away in the 32. Down the back straightaway for the final time. He got out front right at the end, and no one, and I mean no one, was able to touch him. Eli gets the second, but it's not enough. Ryan Wilson off turn number 4 will win the Pepsi 600 at Charlotte. That was great for Ryan Wilson right there. I mean, back-to-back in the Gatorade Cup Series. He won at Road America. He wins at Charlotte. And this time he had to hold off the dominant car of Eli Bright to do it. A caution-free Pepsi 600. Ryan Wilson the winner. Let's go check out the finish results in the point standings as we're nearing chase time. Here's how they finished in the Pepsi 600 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. No caution flags in this one, which left us about 15 cars to battle for most of the race. And 24 lead changes among 10 different drivers. Definitely a very competitive race, even though we didn't have that many cars in the main draft. But at the end, Ryan Wilson out front at the right time, as everyone was messing up right behind him. Wilson leads 12 laps and route to victory. Eli Bright, who led 21 laps, the most of anyone today, has to tell us for second place. If he maybe didn't mess up turns 3 and 4 with about 3 laps to go, what could have been for the 88? Laura Chung ends up in 3rd. Kukulan ends up in 4th. He came from the last row, so really good run for him. In 5th place to Brandon Beal. Gutsy drive for the 14, because he and Harrison Reed were both out of the main draft for most of the race. They get 5th and 6th, with Hernandez in 7th, Thompson 8th, Max Anderson 9th, and John Speedford completes the top 10. So really good day for Hendrick. Eli Bright leading the most laps gets 2nd, Hernandez gets 7th, Beefrey gets 10th, and Jeff Bright down 14th. So for Hendrick Motorsports, all 4 of the cars placed inside the top 15, definitely their best race of the season, even though they didn't win it. Luke Rennie, Evan Hunter, Diego Yepez, 11th, 12th, 13th. As we mentioned, Jeff Bright in 14th, Ruiz 15th, Rodriguez a lot early on, BSSL for 16th, Minnick, Charlebois, Oskin, and Hamill round out the fields. A lot of these drivers down here were kind of out of the draft at the end, whether it be, obviously the 3 and the 52 at the wall, or some other issues. Ross Garreau led the first lap from pole. He follows to finish in 27th. Conrad Evans also led early on. He ends up in 38th. Look down. Basically, a lot of these drivers never really talked about them here today because they couldn't get to the front. In fact, the front 2 in points were kind of a little bit further back here with Derek Hamill and Jake Galloway. Galloway ends up in 35th and loses a lot of ground to Hamill in terms of the points lead. And speaking of points, let's now go see them as we only have 3 races left to make it into the chase. Here are the points with just 3 races left before the postseason. Jake Galloway on top, Derek Hamill in 2nd. He closed into 78 points. Ryan Wilson, his 2nd straight win, moves up to 3rd in points and nearly a lock for the chase. 4th place, Griffin Lynn. 5th place for Jay Rando. They have Brandon Beal in 6th, Anderson Reed 7th, so their gutsy drives pay off. They get some good points there at the end to keep themselves solidified inside the top 10 for now. Max Anderson 8th, Zach DeLello 9th, and TJ Henley also 2 wins on the season, but Razor's Edge is staying inside the top 10 currently. Now, just outside the top 10, Eli Bright has been on a move as of the last few races, up to 11th in points. He's trying to challenge for a top 10 spot in points to try and get up into the chase. The 2 wildcard spots held by Luke Rennie and Keegan Thompson down 17th and 18th in points, and Keegan tied with Fitzwater for the second one, but gets the nod. He has more top 10s, and they have the same amount of top 5s, same amount of wins, obviously. Thompson has 1 more top 10. That's why he gets the nod over Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in terms of the points. So it's very, very close for those wildcard spots because Thompson's only 14 behind Luke Rennie, which means Fitzwater's also only 14 behind Luke Rennie, but also don't count out the fact they're all 17th, 18th, and 19th in points. If they fall out, could we have non-winners get those wildcard spots? Or how about some of the winners down here? They're just outside. Laura Chung is 21st within 4 points of the top 20. Not too far down. Kukulan also might have a shot. Jonathan Beefer could close in. How about Conrad Evans? Kolucci sells those 2 wins, but he's down 33rd in points. If he gets inside the top 20, he's nearly a lock for a wildcard spot. Can Ferret Longwell do something? He's 36th in points. Max Rossi down 40th. His shot slipping away with only 3 races left. He needs to be perfect these final 3 to even have a shot inside the top 20. And obviously, Riley Bridge and Keyshawn Richardson are down at the bottom of the points. Big for Richardson, who was having a really, really good season early on, but has faded as of late down to 42nd. Very interesting for the 43 team there. So 19 races into the final season. We're looking forward to race number 20. It's always a good one as we go racing on the dirt at Bristol for the Sharpie Dirt 500. I'll see you guys then.